we start with the beginning. Our topic is how AI is transforming financial crime detection and compliance. So
Mhm.
you speak on it first. Then after that, I will. If we have any questions, we have some coordinators as well. If they have any question, they will ask you at the end.
So should I be starting with my intro?
Yeah. With your intro, and then you start your talk, presenting your whatever you want to present.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So over to you, Anusha.
Hi, everyone. I am Anusha Nerella, a senior software engineer at State Street. So I'm currently working on enterprise grade solutions in cloud native architecture. So with over 13 years of experience, I've been scaling up my capacities towards various tech stack. And I'm here today to talk about uh, how AI is preventing the financial crime and supporting the compliance. So, why I'm choosing THREWS today is like I'm. First have to be saying like I'm honored to be here at THREWS. Uh, what drew to me this community is like its focus on empowering thought leaders, engineers and innovators through collaboration and knowledge sharing. So THREWS is not just a platform, it's a thriving ecosystem where professionals from diverse industries come together to exchange ideas, mentor one another, and collectively shape the future of tech. So, being part of THREWS has been rewarding and energizing for me, I should say. So, as a fellow, I had the opportunity to contribute, learn, and connect with like minded experts here. So, I'm just as passionate as any other expert in this industry to learn and to implement the topics in AI and automating the uh, financial flows using the machine learning concepts. And the Java is my base technology that I use. So, I would say that. So I chose to give my talk here because I truly believe in the power of this tech community, not just to discuss ideas, but also to enlarge and drive the action and inspire the change. So I would definitely believe that there will be a positive impact by this today's talk. Through I was also able to explore cross-disciplinary conversations. So I literally inspired by this thought leadership. So without any delay, I would like to start with my presentation today on the how AI is transforming financial crime. So I have started a present. I'm going to present it in the. Wait, just a second.
Prior to that, I would like to invite Anusha for this talk, and really she's experienced in this particular field. So let's begin this talk, and we'll see if at the end if we have any questions, we will ask you. Yeah, over to you, Anusha, please.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Pawan. I'm going to share this now. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, it is shared.
Okay, cool. So So we know how the current world is entirely impacted with fraudulent invocations, like how much ever we are evolving with the technology. So even the fraudsters are also evolving. So it's like we have to keep one step ahead in order to mitigate those things which impacts our personal life, and also like professionally, if our clients are impacted, so we have to ensure the
Anusha,
trust is intact.
sorry to interrupt. Your screen is not clearly visible. There is a
Uh,
yeah.
I
Can
put
you
I put a full screen share on this. How about now?
Uh, can you reshare it? Can you reshare it with the entire screen? Uh,
Okay, just a second.
on the Meet, when you click on the screen share, there is a option of entire screen.
Yeah, just a sec. I have to come back and do this.
Mhm.
Stop presenting, and you want me to share the entire screen,
Entire
isn't
screen,
it?
yes. Now, can you scroll it once uh, on the next? Yeah, yeah. Now it is working. Please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Hi everyone. So today's the topic is about how AI is transforming financial crime detection and compliance. So we know how today's world is impacted with high fraudulent transactions. E- Even though we are evolving with tech using AI, so we are still lacking steps behind to prevent the fraudulent ones. So that's why we have to ensure at every step, whether it is in personal life or professional life, we have to ensure that we have to way step ahead than the fraud in real life. So I would say everyone's focus has to grow towards how we can mitigate these kind of scenarios. So this is how introduction I would start with. So financial fraud and regulatory pressure are at an all-time high. So whatever personal life earnings or professional life clients trust, we do not want to lose that because it's one's own hard-earned money, and the client trust is also based on a large volume of transactions. So it's not a small thing. We just wanted to lose it. So I would say like we better has to be one step ahead in learning and implementing them on with the high measures. So the traditional systems are reactive, but as well they are slow, and they might miss the false positives. So that's why we often face the things in majority of the use cases. Like nowadays, fraudulent transactions are happening through text, phone calls, emails, mails, whatever the mode that can be possible. So each and every mode is included. So that's why we have to be very cautious in terms of using even regular GPTs as well. You know, I know that it is very easy to adapt to the technology like chat GPTs or perplexities. I think how much ever we can limit the transformation, like giving the information to those things about our day-to-day task or anything, how much ever we give, the prediction of our pattern, like lifestyle pattern, will be understood by the GPTs. And if just in case the GPTs are hacked, then that's it. Your pattern of lifestyle and what kind of information you are giving. So I think it would be leaked, and you will be at the trouble. So I would say like we should be using the technology, but we have to follow some constraints. So, AI is now a mission critical tool to detect fraud, improve compliance, and reduce losses. So, it does help us in evolving our technology and improving our existing traditional systems by reducing the manual power, I would say, and also like reducing the number of hours that it would take a single task to be achieved. So we need to definitely address this on the faster pace because the world is evolving, and the need of the technology is much needed. Why we are why we are need to looking into this, why we need to look into this kind of scenarios is like more of we have to follow current market trends, like how largely the market has been impacted because of the fraudulent transactions. We are hearing day-to-day cases. So just like $3 trillion. It's about collaboratively on high level. I'm mentioning about the cost that was impacted financially across the globe. So these kind of fraudulent transactions are occurring at various levels in various methods. But collaboratively, $3 trillion is like a big, huge amount, and it is still growing. The volume of fraudulent is growing, so we need to be ensured. And the competitor analysis in such a way that in today's digital economy, fraud is the new pandemic. So how much ever we think about it, it scares us, like just like how we got scared about COVID. So we need to be scared about and continuously keep scaring about this kind of fraudulent transactions or fraudulent cases until they are ultimately stopped, at least to the maximum percent. So how AI is becoming a game changer. We know like what kind of capabilities AI is providing. Suppose in the kind of pattern recognition, in the consider a GPT, like any GPT, we are giving a prompt. So it is understanding the pattern that we are trying to enter and giving us the response accordingly. How much ever you change the prompt, then the respectively the answers will be given back. So in the similar fashion, we have to understand it also goes based on the prediction. So what we are going to give next. Suppose if I'm going to post like I would like to understand about a topic, then it will try to predict what will be the following questions by the person that it is going to post. So it will be prompting uh, at the end saying that do you need answer for this question as well. So that's kind of prediction. So it does follows the pattern recognition and it follows the prediction and gives the following questions after providing an answer. So that's how the prediction and pattern recognition are playing major role in GPTs. And coming to the anomaly detection, so any sort of anomalies, it can be red flagged based on how the dashboards are prepared or how the rules are applied. The rules plays major role. If the rules are defined to detect the anomalies at correct point, so those will be detected and raised as a flag. So those kind of anomalies will be detected with rules in place and constraints. So compliance is one other feature that is supported very well manner in using AI. So it's more of like in this financial world, everything runs and there is a control. The controls are much necessary when these kind of large volume of transactions occur minute to minute. So compliance plays and regulatory plays a major role in financial sector. So we have to abide by the principles and then we have to implement them so that we will be able to execute everything trustworthy. And unless we follow these rules, and we have to subject to the federal rules that are defined, and we also have some kind of reporting that we need to do every financial institution. So this everything falls under regulatory, and we need to follow that. So the impact, I would say, like the real-time fraud interception plays on a key concept here. So the interception happens in the real time, and we would be able to predict and receive the notification in real time manner without any delays, and we can get the lower false positives. The AI revolution in fraud detection. So we know that 90% of financial institutions in today's world are completely started using AI, not only for fraud prevention, but also for improving the productivity of the resources or for the organization. So various manners the AI is being used in the form of co-piloting or using agents, chatbots. So there are many ways that AI is being implemented in financial institutions. So I would say like fraud definitely plays major role in that. So the use of AI is cutting the fraud losses by 39%, and boosting efficiency by 43%. So the percentages that I have provided here as an average on the recent market analysis. So it keeps changing. Real-time detection, anomaly spotting, and adaptive learning are the key advantages of using AI in this current world. So when we go deep dive, how AI detects crime, so there is kind of a supervised and unsupervised learning. Supervised learning is more of suppose like I'm trying to put agents in charge. Suppose I'm currently working in the forex trading. I would say like hey agent, these are the certain tasks that you need to perform on my behalf. So it's not like I'm talking. It's about passing the rules and commands to it, like in the written format or coded format, saying that the agent has to perform this kind of task on my behalf in my absence and this kind of specific at this specific hour. So that's called like a supervised learning. Like I'm supervising some task for the agents to be done, and there is also unsupervised learning. Like we are like most of giving everything to the agents and trying to observe what will being done in majority of the scenarios. We will try to perform by giving every control to the agent and see like how at each phase the agent will be performing. At the time, like we will get to know whether it is good or bad. We will understand what are the outcomes. Whether it is bad outcome, also we will understand. This is called of unsupervised learning. It's like we would understand about every sort of thing about when we are not passing any rules or constraints, what is happening and what the agents are able to do. I would say like when is the unsupervised learning, it would better be not giving on the live data. It would also be a sample data first in order to understand. So graph analytics. So, graph analytics would help in the real time protection of the fraudulent transactions or fraudulent cases. So, just like how we prepare dashboards. So, in order to predict anything, so if it is back and we get the notifications, but if it is, any person, non tech person, if they wanted to observe what kind of comes into picture. So graph analytics would clearly help, whether it is statistical manner from yesterday to today or minute to minute when it is occurring. So the red flag indicators or the wherever the curve goes high and gives the notifications immediately. So all these things can be visually explained and clearly make us understandable by the graph analytics. And NLP, natural language processing for document and comms monitoring. So if I say natural language processing means whatever the GPTs are using is prompt, a simple language. Whatever we are using is like simple words. So natural language processing, whatever the words that we are giving is like in the form of text. So everything is taken as token. So now we know like how LLMs are being used, and there are local LLMs and non-local LLMs, how they essentially plays part in the day-to-day life using AI. So these are like not only for documenting but also the comps monitoring. They are helpful. I'll go for the deep dive in the further slides. So there are further real-time case studies that I came across, like some of the financial institutions, how they adapted AI and how they overcome the some of kind of major fraudulent issues using AI. So HSBC using NLP for compliance, like they started inputting major rules and constraint at the compliance level using NLP, and it's more of documented way, and they they see their progress in a um, like a spiked manner. So I would say like that is one better example to think like compliance is being achieved. Even if it is not completely evolved and 100% sure, but it is being achieved by the financial institutions. So we have to keep saying that there are still pioneers exist in this kind of trials. We can just try to see the case studies live and understand how we can also adapt and implement. PayPal. So in our day-to-day life, we use this as one of the payment mode, very usable payment mode. So there is fraud detection implemented using machine language techniques, and the algorithms that has been utilized here are highly scalable, and also the fraud detection has been playing major role. PayPal is one other transaction mode that fraudulent chances are very high because it is globally accepted, and any person the verification can be done fine, but how that can be included by the fraudsters, like we cannot predict the pattern. So but PayPal was successfully able to do that. That's how we are very secure, and they assure that the payments are secure. That's why they have a various methods in the options when we are saving the payment mechanism, payment modes in the PayPal as well. They provide very secure way of authentication, two-factor authentication, and they do enabling the passkeys and all. So that's, I would say, like a one other efficient way that they have implemented. Another is JP Morgan. They have a coin platform for legal docs. So the coin platform is one other impactful implementation that was done by JP Morgan Chase, and that's for maintaining their legal docs. JP Morgan does asset management. JP Morgan does consumer banking, loans, deposits, what a financial institution is being handling. So it is doing, so it is having various legal documentation that needs to be handled at utmost care. So the coin platform is playing major role in that. So if you want to know high about it, I would recommend to go online and check on the specific information provided on Coin platform, unless you wanted to know about this case study in deep detail. So one other is Dance Bank. So this is the bank where they were able to predict the Wirecard scandal, because AI was able to uncover this money laundering at Dance Bank. They had a pattern. The money was flowing out and distributing across, and they were able to predict it using AI anomaly detection. That was a killer implementation, I would say, and that was, I must have to say, like some institutions really stood as pioneers in empowering other institutions to adapt it. Tools and frameworks, like as many of us right now have get hands of it and explore it. So it's like Feeds AI, Doctrace, SAS, AML, Palantir. So frameworks like TensorFlow, Scikit-learn. So we have various models. Like it's not only these are the some of the frameworks. Like every day a new framework, or every week we get to hear about someone is working on some tool or framework or new version of GPTs. See, things are evolving. Human brain cannot limit themselves, so they have to keep evolving. So they try to understand the current GPTs, how they are working. Then they try to see where are the gaps and try to come up with a new version and implement it. So why not? So that's how. So these are not the limitation of the frameworks that I have introduced here. There are many more, much more efficient ones available. Compliance integration and regulatory tech. So we know how KYC and AML checks plays major role in the customer verification. Excuse me. So in emphasizing AI's role and in automating KYC AML checks, excuse me. So we understand, like on day-to-day basis, even in our personal life, knowing your customer is very important in the financial institutions. So that's why they send us KYC checks every quarterly, every semi-annual, or yearly ones. There is a specific period of time for respective to the bank that they does this KYC checks. So it is much needed because customer keep changing their information, and in order to keep it intact and in the sync, so KYC checks are mandate, and we never know when it was lost out of control with the customer, so we have to keep it intact so that they can again authenticate and um, uh, get in sync with their accounts. So regulators and auditors, model transparency. I would say, like model transparency would play a major role when we are having any technology using AI. What kind of model, what components that we are trying to utilize. So the model transparency is much needed here to make the agents understand what we are designing and what we are trying to achieve. So the chatbots or the agent, they would understand what we are trying to implement. So the transparency would be at such level that it has to be understood by your machines and to implement it. Tools and techniques, SHAP, Line, decision trees, surrogate models. So regulatory regulations like GDPR, Basel III, aiding compliance. There are many federal standards like CCAR, Basel, so FDIC. So there are these kind of federal standards are present, which any financial institution had subjected to provide their reporting according to these formats. There are certain periods, whether it is quarterly, semi-annually, so they have to submit the aggregated form of reporting respective to those formats, and each format have a specific rules that will be applied on the data, customer data. Strategies, hybrid models. So, what kind of strategies can be implemented using AI and how we are getting benefited? So, rules plus machine language. Rules implementing and deriving rules, custom rules we will derive based on the need of the application. So, the rules plays major role. How much and how extent the rules are being defined and how crucially they are playing the role in understanding the input and providing the answers. So that much I would say uh, the rules would concisely understand and provide the respective answer. So in the same form, the execution, any transaction or trade execution that happens in respect to the rules that has been derived. So model training, just like how model transparency is, I have mentioned. So model training with the real fraud scenarios, like what we would do is, we would feed into the system that these kind of fraudulent scenarios can occur with this sequence of steps. So we keep certain patterns of fraudulent transaction in some sequence of actions and we feed into the system and ask the system to predict it by triggering those scenarios at various times. So then they will the agents will try to be in sync with such scenarios and also will be able to be applicable on the real time scenarios as well. Even the rules are changed, the patterns are changed, but they will keep up working on predicting the fraud scenarios. Real-time dashboards for compliance officers. Just like I explained earlier, the dashboards like visual dashboards, graph analytics plays major role here for the compliance officers to understand where exactly the fraudulent transactions are happening. So that's how the compliance officers will get to know. And coming to the human plus AI partnership, I would say it's always has to be a collaborative effort. So just like we have the brains, like without our brain, the AI will not exist. I would say so. We cannot let AI become the driving force. So always, human has to be the driving force in order to evolve with AI. So I cannot even imagine like AI taking up more than the human brain. So it is not even acceptable, I would say. So AI assist, not replaces human analysts. So 35% say over reliance on automation is a key misconception. So we cannot rely completely on this. Um, we clearly know as the real time scenarios we have been observing, so we clearly know we cannot rely completely on that. So we have to use continuously keep engaging our brain along with the automation process what we can do with that AI. So it frees our time in order to work on many other things, like it can give us some ample time to work on new task or explore something new, new technology or new model, new algorithm. It at least gives some time in triaging or any problems. So I would say that it frees up our some time. And my future vision as in the industry professional, I would say like a rise of agentic AI for 24 by 7 fraud operations should be implemented, and it should be at the utmost care that has to be taken up. And it has to be vigilant. So, as we are in the world of subjected to more and very micromanaged level of fraudulent transactions, so I would say like we have to have these kind of measures in place. AI powered behavioral analytics and a proactive defense. When we consider about going with AI, it's not about only just technology, you know. Suppose if we consider the trading mechanisms, just like what I'm working on right now, forex trading. So sentiment analysis, it plays major role. uh, Behavioral analytics comes into picture in these kind of transactions where volume, like the volumes of these transactions are in trillions or billions. So at that time, sentiment analysis plays major role. So this has to be in evolving phase and completely evolve. It should be completely evolved, and I would say like along with the proactive defense, I would say. And jobs will evolve. I think people are in the misconception saying that organizations are budgeting and towards AI and the positions will be gone. And yeah, I would say, see, anything if it is evolving and probably old stacks and old technology way of implementations will be diminished, but there is a high scope of learning and high scope of having new type of rules and responsibilities. So keep looking forward, that optimistic, just be optimistic and keep looking forward for the new responsibilities and rules in the market. So there is no such thing in this world that we cannot say that there is no opportunity. We can say like we did not look into that, but there is an opportunity at the corner. So I would say that that's an optimistic way of thinking. Institutions must embed trust, ethics, and resilience into AI strategies. So only with these kind of factors we can achieve 100% client trust, and we would be able to go forward with the upgrade of our applications, and future vision would be evolved. So these are my insights. Hope everyone got a good understanding on this concept. And if you need any more questions, or if you want to reach me out, these are my info. You can reach me on LinkedIn and email. So do connect with me. I'm available on ADP mentorship. So yeah, there are many ways that I can mentor you. So yeah, try to connect with me in various ways. Yeah. Thank you. And
Thank
thank
you.
you, Truth, for providing me this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Pawan.
Thank you, Anusha. And it is correctly mentioned on your slides. Women in tech. Yes, it is. You know, these words are justified by your talk as well. And I have few. I mean, not just addition to whatever you are talk. As you mentioned that AI replaces a job, and this is one of the uh, very big question
Misconception.
nowadays. Yeah, misconception
Yeah, yeah.
nowadays in the and almost all the tech from with whom I talked with, they talked on this particular question that AI is not, we have to, as a human nature, we do not want to get change, but as the technology change, you have to change yourself. This is one thing. And another thing, you correctly mentioned that this financial fraud is like a pandemic, like earlier, in the case when as a COVID grow, the same way as the technology involves, there is their own drawbacks. So, like all the things nowadays, IoT is the next world,
Yeah.
which is not yet completely done, but surely in the near future it will be happen, and at that time when everything get live and everything on internet. So
Yes.
this fraud detection is one of the key important topic that I told to my guys as well, my candidates to who are doing PhD. So I also give this kind of topics to them to to do work on this particular area, because this is one of the hot area in the near future. And also in your talk, I found you mentioned about this fraud detection. Why we can we can minimize it by various ways, not completely avoid it. That definitely we understand. In THREWS also, we have one team who is working on this fraud detection. And what we are doing with the existing system, because the market, market players or big players, they do not want to change, because the existing system where they want to handle the fraud after the happen of the fraud. But what we are doing, we are working on one kind of API that will parallelly run with the your existing system. And whenever there is a, and it watch the how the transaction is get processed. Whenever it there is some slightly change or just some suspicious behavior will find out, it immediately send the runtime send the query to the client as well as to the server. So it through this, and it is under patent process as well. Without changing the existing system, we are parallelly creating our own system that watch the transactions how it occurs, because nowadays everything is on the blockchain,
Yeah.
particularly in financial domain. And to capture the fraud after doing that, it is easy.
Mm.
Earlier it will take 2 days, 3 days time, or maybe a weeks. But nowadays, within a second, within the next moment, you will get that particular thing is happening to your account. You will get a notification. So, and it is very easy to trace out, because on the blockchain, it is nowadays, which is very fast and very secured. So you
Yeah.
can easily find out. So
Mhm.
anyhow, your talk is very insightful, and I think it is very good for to know for our audience as well. Kanak, Supreet, if you have any questions, you may ask, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning, ma'am. As you mentioned, the use of AI in surveillance and crime detection. So, can AI be misused by cyber criminals as well? If so, how do we build defenses against AI driven crimes?
Just like I explained in one of the slides, that's even in the start of the talk. AI is being used by fraudsters as well. That's why even the fraudulent transactions are happening. So they are one step ahead of us sometimes, and they are being caught. See, it's about they are also technology people. Otherwise, how would they understand all these things? So they are really tech geeks. So they do understand how to get into the system and how to screw the system and get hands on the things. So that's how we need to evolve their patterns. Like we need to understand and detect the patterns and feed those patterns into the system. Make sure those kind of patterns are detected by the our AI system, AI based agents, or the like whatever the framework that we are using using AI, so that those kind of patterns will be red flagged, and we will be getting the high alert notifications.
Correctly adding to this only, to beat AI, yes, definitely we have to we have to make some more super AI to beat that and follow that to discover that particular fraudulent detection occur. So very good. And anyhow, any other question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
please.
you, ma'am, for the insightful session. But I have a question. Are there any specific legal or ethical guidelines in place when using AI for surveillance or real time monitoring?
Yeah, they do. See, if any institution has to follow, not only financial, any regular institution, if they wanted to adapt, they need to follow guidelines, mainly data. So data protection laws plays major role. If data is if data is lost, if data is touched by the fraudsters, that's it. It is coming into picture, right? So data protection laws plays major role, and any workplace have the surveillance laws. So these kind of laws are have to be in place. Like they have to be implemented and keep in place to be intact. And every employee has to be adhered to that. And while implementing it, while utilizing it, you know. So if there are no guidelines, even internally also many things can happen. So we would try to avoid the things following the guidelines and the laws that are being assigned.
Just adding to it, yesterday, there is, if you heard the news, there are several passwords on the Google, and it get reached out. I mean,
Yes.
we can't control that particular things, but yes, after that we have to be taken the proactive actions like changing your password, because this is the only way. I can share one of the example, real time
Mhm,
example that happened to me.
mhm,
We sometime before, we have an attack on our own website, and
mhm,
there we are using to we are used to a very simple password, but then
mhm,
we realized that this simple password is very easily crackable. And what the that fraudster do, they send me the password, that this is your password,
mhm,
and from my own email he send me the email that your
mhm,
website get hacked. So then we, our internal team, and we have a many friends in the national defense
mhm,
sectors, we then agreed and see, sometimes we mostly, most of the time, we put the password very easy. So then we decided to put the encrypted password of 32 bits long. It's a like a kind of key, because anyhow it is quite difficult to remember that kind of password. So every time we have to copy paste it from one place to the another place. So whether it is 8 bit or 32 bit or 16 bit, it doesn't matter, because we have to copy it from one place to the another place. So then I realized that how important this password for us. So similarly, yesterday the same thing get happened again. And there is again there is an advice to change your passwords wherever it is more important. You have to be more proactive, because all the passwords get breached yesterday, not only from Google. I think it is with the other companies as well. So anyhow,
because we are,
yeah.
yeah, we are not saving our money or keeping our money in the physical form, right? So everything is digitalized. So ultimately, people have to understand password plays major role in their life. Like their hard-earned money is in the password form. They have to understand.
And this is
Yeah.
this is another key area where these researchers can work in the near future, because once all the things get online, I mean, when this completely realizable of IoT get happen, all the
Yes.
things get derived from your mobile phone. So one important key aspect is only the password, how you have to protect it. Also, this is a human nature. Most of the time we fix the same password for all the devices, all the because it is very
Yes.
difficult to remember that. So this is again a problem, big problem where
That's the
yeah.
problem it is happening. So that's why the face authentication, finger authentications coming into picture. Like even though we don't want to remember, but that will be a problem in the case of device lost or something else. And again, we have to remember the password to authenticate again. So everything has interlinked with the password. So yeah, that's definitely we have to play something with our brain for sure. So that's how we have to keep engaged with our brain. Yeah.
And one of the solution for this, just for our audience, actually we have to make one mechanism where these password, like IP addresses that changes frequently, I
Mm-hmm.
mean encrypted and changes frequently. The same kind of mechanism we have to need with these password as well. When it is once we log in it, or when we it should be in encrypted form, so that if any attack get happen, it should not be get leaked, or otherwise, like an IP address that can change at every minutes. You can see on your mobile phone you are connected with one IP
Yeah,
address.
but we keep moving to the places,
Yes.
and even though we carry the device, it would be a problem. Like again, the jumping of the passwords would lag somewhere. I mean, so yeah, everything has a solution for sure. Every single problem will have a solution unless we find it. you know. So we just need to find it and implement it unless you think that there is a possibility of finding a solution. So there is possibility for every problem. So it's just that we need to keep finding it until we find it.
Yes. So any other question, Kanak, Supreet?
No, sir. That was really insightful.
Okay, thanks
Thank
Anusha,
you.
and for this wonderful talk. Definitely, we will share it with the audience as well, and we will send you your one of the certificate of this presenting on this three talk, as well as we will showcase you on our annual magazine that is not annual, that is quarterly magazine on the front page. Definitely in the near future, and we'll send you the copy of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Pawan. Let me know if you have any other opportunities about speaking engagements or any other thing. I would be willing to do that. Yeah.
Yes, I request you to keep on touch with us on the LinkedIn, where we keep on
Hmm.
posting the new events. Now,
Hmm.
one of the key conference will be happening in the month of August, where
Hmm.
we are doing the conference on the AI agents, particularly
Okay.
for LLMs. If you want
Oh,
to
nice.
if you want to participate into like
I
a
would.
write a paper
I would
or
definitely, because I'm working on the local LLMs, so I
yeah.
would definitely think that it is one of the major key area that I can talk on. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can and this publication is done with the ISBN number, which is already approved from the government of India, and we already announced it on the LinkedIn, and I think if you are the fellow member, you will get a mail
I'm
from
a
the
fellow member.
yeah you
Yeah.
will get a mail from the THREWS for this information as well. You just check it on, and if further detail regarding this conference or become a reviewer or anything, we will definitely engage you into that.
Yeah, because I'm actively doing book reviews through various US publications, and
Mhm.
here countrywide, I'm doing various boards peer reviewing. I'm doing. So if you have any peer reviewings that you want me to involve, so yes, I would love to.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, Anusha. Bye.
Nice meeting you all, and have a good weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Same to you. Thanks to the Supreet, Tanupreet, and Kanak for doing, and they are recording this session, and they will do the edit and as well all the things get done by them. And these are also researchers. I mean, keep on learning on LLMs as well. So anyhow, whenever required, they will approach to you if any kind of help is required from your side.
Yeah, sure. I love everyone being here as women here. So, yeah, I feel the vibe about women in tech now. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.